Hello, my dear children. Greetings from Indus Valley Public School, Rat. My dear children, welcome to class 10th English, where we will be doing a lesson from Footprints Without Feet. Name of the lesson is The Midnight Visitor. This lesson is written by Robert Arthur. He was an American writer. He used to write about mystery and speculative fiction. He was also honored in America for mystery writings. Now, moving towards the lesson, let's see how many characters we find in this lesson. The first one is Ausable. He is very different kind of secret agent. He belongs to America. Even though he stayed 20 years in Paris, but his accent is American. He is protagonist of the lesson. He did not have very attractive personality. He was fat and sloppy. Though he was physically fat, but from his mind he was very agile and quick-witted. He knows all the tricks of his business. He is very quick to react and to cook stories for any kind of situation. Next character, Fowler, a young and romantic writer. He is interested in writing a book on detective. He had a very grand picture for detectives. So he thought they will have pistols, they will be surrounded with dark-eyed beauties like James Bond and so on. So let's see in the story how Fowler will find detective or Ausable after meeting him. The third character, Max. He's another secret agent. He's rival and enemy of Ausable. In his physical appearance, he is very slender. That means, and he is not too much tall. And he is having a pointed countenance of a fox. That means appearance similar to fox. So my dear children, you are familiar about the characters. Let's move towards the story. Ausable did not fit any description of a secret agent Fowler had ever read. Following him down the musty corridor of the gloomy French hotel where Ausable had a room, Fowler felt let down. It was a small room on the 6th and top floor and scarcely a setting for a romantic adventure. So now what happened? As I told you in the beginning, Fowler had a very grand picture for detective, but as soon as he met Ausable, all his imagination was shattered because he had not found Ausable in that picturization. Okay, so now as he want to write something about detective spy, so he followed him, and that time Ausable was staying in a hotel and that room was very dim lighted. That means light was not enough, and he was living on the 6th floor. That was the top floor of the hotel. Ausable was, for one thing, fat, very fat, and then there was his accent. Though he spoke French and German passably, he had never altogether lost the American accent he had brought to Paris from Boston 20 years ago. So now he's very fat. He came to Paris 20 years ago and he was having a tone of American accent. "You are disappointed," Ausable said wheezily over his shoulder. So here you is Fowler. So now he's disappointed. Why? Because he thought he will be having a very nice evening, a very good spy, but all his imaginations were shattered. So Ausable told him that he is disappointed. "You were told that I was a secret agent, a spy dealing in espionage and danger. You wish to meet me because you are a writer, young and romantic. You envisioned mysterious figure in the night, the crack of pistols, drugs in the wine." So these all were the desire, that was the, you can say, imagination of the Ausable. Sorry, the imagination of Fowler. So Fowler had all this imagination for the spy. Next. Instead, you have spent a dull evening in a French music hall. So now he is saying, if you were having such a high desire, such high imagination, or everything gone wrong, and you have to spend your evening in a dull way in a French hotel room with a sloppy fat man who, instead of having messages slipped into his hand by dark-eyed beauties, get only a prosaic telephone call making an appointment in his room. So, sloppy man means who is less bothered about his dressing sense, who was not properly dressed, and he was fixing an appointment on the phone call in a room itself. You have been bored. So now again he is making Fowler felt that he is bored. The fat man chuckled to himself as he unlocked the door of his room and stood aside to let his frustrated guest enter. So now Oswald is opening his door and he went inside so that Fowler get inside the room. You are disillusioned, Oswald told him. But take cheer, my young friend. Presently you will see a paper, a quite important paper for which several men and women have risked their lives. Come to me. So now Oswald is saying your disillusion means whatever Fowler has thought that was not up to the mark, so he was disappointed. But Oswald is saying to him to not worry, have a cheer, because I'm going to have a very important paper for which many people have sacrificed their lives. So just have patience. And he said, someday soon the paper may well affect the course of history. In that thought is drama, is there not? So he is saying that when this paper will come, it may create any kind of drama or any kind of story. So let's wait for it. As he spoke, Oswald closed the door behind him. Then he switched on the light. So in between his conversation, he just closed the door. They have entered the room, though they have closed the door, and Oswald was about to switch on the light. And as the light came on, Fowler had his first authentic thrill of the day. For half across the room, a small automatic pistol in his hand, stood a man. So as soon as light was on, there was a fellow who was having pistol in his hand, and that was the first, you can say, genuine thrill. Thrill means it's kind of adventure, okay, that Fowler had felt on that particular day. Okay, so what was that thrill? That a man already a man was present inside the room and he was having a pistol in his hand. Oswald blinked a few minutes. So Oswald was blinking his eye. Max, he wheezed. So Oswald was able to recognize that particular fellow and he said, Max, you gave me quite a start. I thought you were in Berlin. What are you doing here in my room? So he's asking, I thought, Max, you were in Berlin. What are you doing in my room? He was inquiring that. Oswald was inquiring, okay? Next. Max was slender, a little less than tall, with features that suggest slightly and crafty pointed countenance of a fox. So this is a description of Max. There was about him, aside from the gun, nothing specially meant seen. So now he is saying that there was anything that is threatening, only a pistol that Max was having. The report, he murmured, the report that is being brought to you tonight concerning some new missiles. I thought I would take it from you. It will be safe in my hands than in yours. So now this Max is stating that I want to take the report of that missile, that paper of missile, because it will be more safe. This was the confidence that Max is showing to Oswald, that paper will be more safe in my hand as compared to you. So I want to take that paper. Oswald moved to an armchair and sat down heavily. I'm going to raise the devil with the management this time, and you can bet on it. So now Oswald is showing his anger towards the management of the hotel. Why? What kind of management? What kind of anger? Let's see. He said grimly, this is the second time in a month that somebody has got into my room. through that nuisance of a balcony. False eye went to the single window of the room. It was an ordinary window against which now the night was pressing blackly. So now what happened? He was showing anger, Ausable, to the management. Why? Because he's saying somebody second time had entered his room using balcony, and then Ausable just looking at that window, and then what happened? Follows. I immediately went to that single door window, and he's saying it was an ordinary window where everything seems to be dark black. Balcony? Max said with a rising inflection. So now you say balcony means he did not come from that side. So he said balcony? No. A pass key. Pass key means master key. I did not know about the balcony. It might have saved me some trouble had I known. So now he's saying if I was aware about that balcony, then I can easily get in and it can save some kind of danger also. It's not my balcony, Ausable said with extreme irritation. So now with extreme irritation means he was not in a good mood, in anger mood. He's saying that is not my balcony. But that room does not have the balcony. His neighbors is having that balcony, but easily a person can come from that balcony to his room. So what is saying now? It belongs to the next apartment. He glanced explanatory at Fowler. So Ausable is explaining Fowler about the structure of the interior of the room. You see, he said, this room used to be part of a large unit, and the next room through that door there used to be the living room. It had the balcony, which extended under my window now. So now he's telling about that room was there, and from this door another room was there, and balcony just under my window. He's telling that way. You can get onto it from empty room 2 doors down, and somebody did last month. So he's again creating a story, and he's saying last month also somebody entered using that balcony and he came inside my room. The management promised to block it off, but they haven't. And now he's saying I had a conversation with management and they told they are going to block this passage, this balcony wala portion, and they hadn't done. Next is Max glanced at Fowler, who was standing stiffly not far from Ausable, and waved the gun with a commanding gesture. Please sit down, he said. We have a wait of half an hour, I think. So now he is saying, he's saying towards Fowler that he was standing. Max asked him to sit down, and he was having a commanding posture with the gun. Whether he was pointed Fowler with the gun and asking him to sit down. He said, we have to wait for another half an hour. 31 minutes, Ausable said smoothly. So as soon as he said half an hour, then Ausable said 31 minutes. Why? Because he had given the time of 12:30. So might be 1 minute late. The appointment was for 12:30. I wish I knew how you learned about the report, Max. So now Ausable is inquiring Max again. He wants to know how did Max come to know about that paper. The little spy smiled evilly. And we wished we knew how your people got the report. But no harm less been done. I will get it back tonight. What is that? Who is at the door? So now what happened when Ausable inquired about that paper from Max, how he came to know about, then Max smiled and said, even I want to know how your people know about that paper. And when they were having conversation in between, let's see what happened. There was a knock at the door. Fowler jumped at the sudden knocking at the door. Ausable just smiled. So when knock was there, Fowler, he was a little bit scared, and suddenly he jumped from that particular place, and Ausable just gave a quick smile. That will be police, he said. So now Ausable is saying it might be police. I thought that such an important paper as the one we are waiting for should have a little extra protection. I told them to check on me to make sure everything was alright. So now Ausable is saying that I have called the police so that I can have a proper protection, because these papers are very important. These papers are related to missile. Max bit his lip nervously. The knocking was repeatedly. So now Max is waiting with lips, and that knocking sound was continuously going on. What will you do now? Max Ossibel asked. Now Ossibel asking, what you are going to do now, Max? Police is here. If I do not answer the door, they will enter anyway. The door is unlocked and they will not hesitate to shoot. So now Ossibel is saying that if I'm not going to reply, they are going to, police is going to open the door and they will not even give a chance to make a shoot. They will immediately shoot at you. Okay. Max's face was black with anger and he backed swiftly towards the window. He swung a leg over the sill. Sill means it is a boundary or stone part of the window. Edge of the window, you can say. Send them away, he warned. I will wait on the balcony. Send them away or I will shoot and take my chance. Okay, so now he is saying that I'm going to wait on the balcony. As soon as possible, let them go or else I will shoot and I will take the chance. Okay, chance means I'll take the paper and run away from this balcony part. So now see how he is sitting there. See, one leg is out, already making point towards Ossibel and his friend, and he's saying that whosoever is the door, ask them to go as soon as possible. The knocking at the door became louder and a voice was raised. Mr. Ossibel, Mr. Ossibel. So louder the noise was there at the door, knocking noise, and a voice was coming, Mr. Ossibel, Mr. Ossibel, keeping his body twisted so that his skin still covered the fat man and his guest. The man at the window grabs the frame with his free hand to support himself. Then he swings his other leg up and over the window sill. So now what happened? His one leg is out. Then Max he put other leg as the door was about to open. So he just make his both the legs out of that window. The doorknob turned. Swiftly Max pushed with his left hand to free himself from the sill and dropped to the balcony. And then as he dropped, he screamed one shrilly. So now what happened? As the door was open, he just flung from that window, and as soon as he was there at the window, he made a sharp cry. Sharp noise was there. Let's see what happened, because there was no balcony. It was a story cooked by Ossibel. So that Max, he jumped from that window, and we can imagine that he jumped from that 6th floor. He might be dead, and before that death, he made a screaming noise. The door opened and a waiter stood there with a tray, a bottle and 2 glasses. Here is the drink you ordered for when you returned, he said, and set the tray on the table, deftly uncorked the bottle and left the room. So now what happened? There was waiter who was waiting outside the room, and he just presented he just presented 2 bottles and glasses and all, everything he placed on the table. White-faced follower stared after him, but he stammered, the police. So now as soon as this waiter get inside, he started stammering, and he asked Ossibel that you said police, where is the police? This is the waiter. So there was no police, Ossibel sighed. Only Henry, whom I was expecting. So name of the waiter was Henry. So Ossibel said there was no police. I was expecting Henry only because I have already called him. But want that man out on the balcony. Follower began. So now follower began to inquire about Max. What will happen? Where is that man? He is going to come back or what? So now he is saying no. Said Ossibel, he won't return. You see, my young friend, there is no balcony. So now, as soon as this father asked about Max, then Ossibel replied, there was no balcony. He just showed him outside that window. There is no balcony, and he will now never return, as he is dead. He is jumped from this height. So my dear children, this is the story. So we can see that this story exhibits how quick-witted Ossibel took advantage of the dangerous situation and was successful in making Max nervous. Distraught, Max jumped out of the window and fell to his death unknowingly. Although Ossibel didn't look like a well-groomed spy like we see in movies or in series. He was an ingenious secret agent. He outwitted Max and successfully saved himself and his friend Fowler from a life-threatening situation. So in the conclusion of this story is that one should not get panic in a critical situation. Rather stay focused to take a wise step in averting the problems with good presence of mind. So my dear children, hope you have understood this story. Now there are some questions in between your chapter, in between your story. How is Oswald different from other secret agent? So he was not attractive as compared to other secret agent. Where is Fowler and what is his first authentic thrill of the day? So Fowler, he was a writer and he wants to write about this thing, spy. And his first authentic thrill was that when Max was inside the room, possible room. How has Max got in? So Max has used master key to get inside the room. How does Oswald say he got in? According to Oswald, Max used balcony to get in the room, inside the room. Hope you have understood. Go through the chapter. Okay. So thank you so much for watching the video.